on this computer. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Monday Night Live. Thank you so much for your patience and getting started. My name is Michelle Stuchel, and I'm a Sapphire Ambassador, and I have the incredible privilege to talk to you about vision tonight, one of my most favorite topics ever. So I am going to share my screen. And present. Okay, vision, one of my most favorite topics. Okay, if you are on this call, it's because you want to grow your business. You're not giving up time on you're not giving time on a Monday night at 9 o'clock because you've got nothing better to do. You want to grow your business. And that starts with your mindset, right? But before we can talk about mindset, because 80% of this business is mindset and only 20% is skill set. But before we can talk about mindset, we have to talk about vision. Okay, now what is vision? You've got to have clear vision, and vision is a clear mental state of what could be and should be. Your vision, you need a compelling vision because this business is hard. This is not the easy ticket, and you need a compelling vision to pull you, to keep you moving forward when it's hard. When you
Michelle, you're muted.
Oh, that was really weird. Okay, what was the last thing you heard?
It only we heard everything until like the last 3 words.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Thank you about that. Thank you for that. So you've got to have a vision that pulls you. You need it. So what is vision? It's where are you going? What do you want for your life? Okay. What do you want? What could and should be? And your vision is your plumb line. It brings you clarity, and you've got to get really clear on what it is you want so that you can take the actions to create it. Now, your vision will grow and it will morph and it will develop. Like when I first started, I saw the big picture, but on a micro level, I wanted wiggle room. I wanted, to be able to go to Target and get my nails done without feeling guilty. Yes, I wanted the trips and all those things, but it started small and then it developed. And over the past 6.5 years, it's grown to a vision of stewardship, of living out my purpose, helping to get wealth into the hands of believers who want to see culture changed. I've fleshed it out, written it out, voice recorded it with emotions and clarity. It has grown over the years, and your vision will too. And here's the thing, your vision has to be unique to you, not your neighbors, not mine, not Christina's, not Brittany's. It has to be about you and what resonates with you. So here are some questions to get you there. What do you want your life to look like? What do you want your life to look like in 3 to 5 years? What will this opportunity allow for your family? What will you do with extra money? How will your life be different? How will you feel? How will you think? How much money will you make? How will you spend your days? What will your calendar look like? What will your home look like? What have you been able to do? As you take time to really flesh this out, I want you to write it down in detail. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What emotions do you have? What are you thinking? All of this has to mean something to you, not your neighbor, but to you. It needs to evoke emotion to motivate you to take action, because this business can be hard. There will be days that you don't feel like showing up. There'll be days that you don't want to get uncomfortable, that you don't want to grow. But friend, you do want your vision. You can design the life that you want, but you've got to decide what it is that you want. And sometimes it takes time and digging. There's a quote, it says, people don't know what they want and they're willing to go through hell to get it. I pray that is not you. I pray that you would take the time to figure it out what it is you really want so that you can take the actions to get there. Okay, so now let's talk about this. You hear a lot about vision, you hear a lot about why. Well, what's the difference? Okay, well, the why is why reaching your vision is important. It's why getting to your destination matters, okay? Now, have you heard of the 7 layers deep exercise? And again, this takes time and effort and work, okay? You need to ask yourself lots of questions and dig to get to the heart of your real why. And you ask that question 7 layers deep to give you a more accurate picture of what this income will do to you. Okay, let's go over this example. Okay, you ask yourself why 7 times. Okay, why do you want to build this business? To make more money. Well, why is it important for you to make more money? I want to get out of debt. Why is it important for you to get out of debt? So I can stop working so hard and never really enjoying my life. We were always paying someone else instead of paying ourselves. What is important? Why is it important for you to stop working that way? Well, because I'm tired and I really want to enjoy my life, my family, and show my kids that there's more. Why is it important for you to enjoy your life and show your kids that there's more? Because there's more to life than the daily grind. I don't want them to get stuck in survival. We aren't doing half of what we really want. Well, why is it important to have a life that's more than the daily grind and to have what you really want? Because God created me for a purpose, and I know that there's more for me and my family. Why is it important that God created you for a purpose and there's more for you? Because I want all that God has for me, and I want to show my kids and others how to get it. Now, do you see how it's very different than just making more money? I want all that God has for me, and I want to show my kids and others how to get it. When I did this for myself, it was very similar. Let me read you mine. Just listen, just listen. Why do you want to build this business? To make more money. Why is it important for you to make money? So that we can say yes to more experiences as a family, like travel, activities, and giving. Why is it important to have more experiences as a family and to give more? Because I want to show my girls the world, expand their vision, and create memories together. Why is it important to show them the world, expand their vision, and create memories together? I want them and others to see life is more than the daily grind. God has a purpose for them. They are leaders, and I want to see them launched into their destiny. Why is it important to launch them into their destiny? Because I want them to be and have and do all that God has for them. Ooh, why is it important that they be and do and have all that God has for them? So that they can live out purpose and be soul satisfied, knowing God's goodness and purposes for them. That's my passion. I've spent too much of my life in survival, and I don't want that for them. Why is that important? Because Jesus didn't pay a precious price for anyone to be stuck in survival mode. We are his children. We are supposed to shine, pointing others to God. I want to be a faithful steward of what God is giving me, receiving 100-fold, and hear him say, "Well done, good and faithful servant." Friend, when I read this, I am motivated. What are the consequences of me not reaching my vision? Devastation. When you understand why it is important to get uncomfortable and to take the actions day after day, you're willing to do the work because it means something to you. Your why, your vision, your destination is important. You need to understand both. Okay? Now, there's always 2 creations, first in the mind and then the physical realm. Once you get your vision down, and this is not going to be 5 minutes, this is going to take time, and it's going to take time to do the 7 layers deep. Now that you have it written out, write it down, full of emotion, living color. What does your morning look like? What does your home look like? What's your husband saying? Where have you been? You've written it down. Read it. I have it voice recorded on the voice memos. And I listen to it every single day. You want to read it or listen to it or both every single day to let it marinate in your soul, because there's always two creations, right? It has to be in your mind. Take time to visualize it. Brendon Bouchard, the world's #1 high performance coach, says the most successful people, high performers, spend time visualizing, and then get this, as they visualize it, it actually evokes the emotion of the vision realized, and wait for it, they give thanks in advance. They give thanks now because they see it in such living color that they feel the emotion of the vision realized. They focus on where they are going. They are convinced and not just excited, but expectant that it is going to happen. Put up reminders, put up a vision board, have the ding dong diamond right in front of you. Make it so real that you can see it, taste it, put a screensaver on your phone. You forget what lies behind and press on towards the upward calling. I do this as soon as I sit down to work. I come in after I pray for my family. I listen to my vision. And you know how it starts off? Thank you, God. Thank you, God. You have done more than I could have ever imagined. And I can imagine a lot. Thank you, Lord. Look at what you have done. Every day I listen to my vision, and let that become a part of your daily routine. Okay. But first, some of you are okay. I don't know how I keep getting muted. Okay, let's first deal with disappointment, okay? Because for some of you, you're sitting here and thinking, yeah, that's great. Nice for you, Michelle. You're a sapphire. My vision hasn't happened. Yeah, you've been disappointed because you're not holding it. You're tempted to turn off what I'm saying. And guess what? I can relate. So, some of you may say, what do you mean, Michelle? You're a sapphire. Maybe you can relate. Well, guess what my goal was last year? Diamond. My vision. Did it happen? Nope. Guess what my vision was the year before that? My goal. It's actually a goal. Diamond. Has it happened? Nope. 6.5 years. In April, I ordered my products in April. May is when I first started working the business. It'll be 7 years. I've cried buckets. I'm just going to get really real with you, because it's tempting to think that those of us that are at the top or near the top, where everything is peaches and cream all the time, but it's just not true. I've cried buckets. I've been on the fetal position on the floor. I've felt the pain of disappointment. I've had leaders stop working. I've gone backwards in points. I've had nagging thoughts like, can I do this? I've had thoughts like, if people really knew who I was, would they follow me? Do I have what it takes? But have I allowed that to stop or derail my vision? Has my vision changed? No. Has my time frame changed? Has it happened in my time frame? No. But can I trust God with the timetable? Yes. Have I grown? Yes. Has the vision changed? Absolutely not. Why? Because it will be worth it. Every single bit of it will be worth it. At 51 years old, it will be worth it. Some of you are like in your mid-20s. I'm 51. I'm just getting started. It will be worth it. It has already been worth it, because it's not just about me. It's about stewardship. It matters. Remember my why? I want to be a faithful steward of what God has given me. And I want to hear him say, well done, good and faithful servant. Giving my girls experience has been worth it. Putting them in private school has been worth it. The person I have become has been worth it. My marriage is stronger. I'm a better wife. I'm a better mom. I'm a better believer. I've become more into my identity in Christ than I ever have because of this business. And I've already been able to achieve so much. It's easy to forget this when things feel hard. I can relate, but that's why you need to visualize your vision and go back to it every single day, which is what I do. I've been intentional about feeding my faith, feeding my belief, feeding my vision. Friend, be faithful in it. You can do it afraid, do it messy. It is possible. What you want is possible. And it's not, let me just say this, it's not about how you feel. It's about your vision. Remember the consequences of me not realizing my vision? The pain of staying where I am is far greater than the pain of getting uncomfortable to realize my vision and to develop grit. And when you reach your vision, you give other people permission to do the same. Here's the thing. So many times we equate our vision and that is where we have to trust God with the timetable. Okay, with the process. I've missed plenty of goals, large and small. I've hit plenty of goals, large and small. Failure is part of the process. This is how you grow. And there's no such thing as failure if you learn. For those of you that were at convention last year, John Maxwell spoke on this. Failure is part of the success cycle. He wrote a whole book about fail forward. We read it in book study a couple years ago. Eric Worre says it like this. He says, there are no good or bad experiences, just learning experiences. The reality is that most of us learn far more from failure than success. Worre actually says success is a terrible teacher because we learn and grow more from our fails than our wins. And that's the thing, friend. You and I have to grow. Unless you're Jesus and reached your vision, we all have to grow. There are areas I need to grow in and level up in to realize and maintain in vision. We used to say that the only way to fail is to quit. Actually, that's not true. Doing the same thing and expecting different results is actually the definition of insanity. If you've been around here for a while, you've heard the airplane analogy, right? You need both wings to fly. You need to take action and you also need growth. You need two legs to walk. You need to take action and you need to grow. I've needed to focus in and grow in my habits, my focus, my humility, my character to hold and maintain what God will give me. Get better every single day. And once you learn this, nothing can stop you. You can win. If everything is a learning experience, nothing can stop you. It becomes part of your daily routine. And if you get better 1% every day, you will be 37 times better in a year. Look at that compound effect. You got to be willing for it to be messy. But if you make this decision, you can never fail because you either win or you learn. No one can stop you from learning, which means no one can stop you from winning. No one can stop you from reaching your vision. Is it possible? Yes. Is it worth it? Yes. Is it worth it now? Yes. And it will be then. Whatever pain you feel is temporary, and it's going to be a drop in the bucket compared to the whole. Stick with it and keep going. Where you are now is not the end. And listen, there is no success without adversity. There's no victory without a challenge. Adversity and hardship isn't a sign that this isn't for you or that you're not good at it. It just means that you're human and that you can move forward towards your vision. The success stories that inspire us the most are those where the people had to overcome, the ones that didn't let adversity slow them down or break them. Those are the multimillionaires. They have developed grit. So what do? You grow, you get better, you dig down deep, you grow and keep going. What will you focus on? The disappointment and the past or your future, your destination, your vision, and why it matters? You've got to take ownership and make a decision. Why? Because it's worth it. Okay. Now that you have your vision, now that you've written it down, now that you know it's worth it and you're not going to allow the past to hinder you, you're forgetting what lies behind and pressing on to what's ahead, It's time for belief, because belief is the food for your vision. The people with the strongest belief have the strongest businesses. And the number one predictor of your success is the belief that it's possible. Friend, your success with Plexus is possible. Every personality, every age, every personality type is at the top of the company. And if they can do it, so can you. And everybody started at ground zero. Everybody had to learn. Nobody has born with 100% confidence in all these areas. No one. You have to build your belief every single day. Just like you need to eat for strength every day, you need to feed on a diet of belief, okay? If 80% of this business is mindset, you should spend your time every day building your belief. And because there's so much out there that will tear you away from your vision. So after you read your vision, spend 15, 20 minutes building your belief, and build it in these areas. Build it in the products, okay? Oh, whoops. If in the products, you can get into gut health and happiness, or why Plexus. Read about the products, read what they're doing for people in the body, learn, read testimonies, learn about the products, learn about network marketing in the company, in Plexus corporate, read GoPro, read Millionaire by Halftime. Plexus can absolutely be the vehicle to get you where you want to go. Get into Dare to Dream, read the testimonies, listen to Brittany's podcast or Melanie Mitro's podcast. This is one of the highest paid professions on the globe. Find out why. And then you've got to believe in yourself. Listen, confidence is a muscle and you have to keep working on it. You can grow. And if somebody else can grow, so can you. So can you. Everything is figure outable. And if you were on the previous call, Brittany brilliantly said another way to build belief in yourself is to keep promises to yourself. Yes, she actually has a whole podcast about 5 ways to build your confidence. Remind yourself of your past successes. Keep your promises. Read books like The Magic of Thinking Big, Switch on Your Brain, Big Magic. Those are all ways that you can build belief in yourself. Because remember, you want to grow and change and get to your vision more than you want to stay the same. It is worth doing the heavy lifting to build belief in yourself. Listen to leaders that have overcome obstacles and then relate their struggle to your own life. You know, what can you learn from them? Listen to Ed Milet, read Big Magic, and then borrow belief. Look at others that you can relate to or you admire. Pick 1 to 3 people. See what they did. Listen to their success stories. They too struggled at some point. You know that. But they didn't let that hinder them. They grew and were successful. They kept going and growing, and you can too. Borrow belief from them. And stay close to the fire. You've heard us say that on the podcast. You've heard us say that a while. Stay close to what brings you energy that will propel you into action. Melanie Mitro says it like this. Think about the person that you want to be. Like for me, it's Michelle, 6-star diamond, right? Act as if. When your vision is realized, when you're the leader you want to be, when you are there, how will your best future self act? How will 6-star diamond Michelle act? Write those things down, then own them, speak them over yourself. Do those things, reach out boldly, have passionate belief in what we offer. Know that this is absolutely the vehicle to help you reach your goals. Borrow belief and keep showing up, grow and take action, okay? You can do it. It is possible. But there are going to be hurdles, right? So, law of navigation from John Maxwell, there are going to be hurdles to overcome. So as the next step is I want you to get a piece of paper and then list out all the potential obstacles that you see from keeping you from moving forward. Because once you see those potential obstacles, you can make the powerful decision now how you are going to respond when that obstacle comes up. What may get in your way? What has historically tripped you up? Time, lack of focus, not knowing who to reach out to, not being proactive with your time. Spend time writing them down and then make the decision and plan now how you will respond when those obstacles come. For example, obstacle, lack of focus. Your powerful decision is to build your priorities until your calendar. Obstacle, littles running around. Your powerful decision, get a special bin of toys for them to play with while you work, or designate quiet time or room time. You can do this. There is no obstacle that can stop you if you make the decision to not let it. And deciding that now will absolutely help you. Make that powerful decision now. Okay, now vision alone is not going to get you anywhere. And I'm the vision girl, right? But vision paired with action is everything. Remember, Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision down, make it plain, so that he who reads it may run. Not that he who reads it can pontificate or sit there smoking a pipe and think about it all day. Yes, you need to visualize it, but you've got to take action. You've got to run. You've got to know the key drivers that will move you closer to your goal. The word says, don't be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever a person sows, that will he reap. You have to take action, okay? Here's a hint. What actions do you need to take? 4 pillars. Recruit, retain, duplicate, lead. Figure out what you need, the key drivers to move your business forward, and then build them into your schedule. Get with your sponsor if you need, but clarity is essential. And then you put your blinders on. There will be distractions, but you've got to take the key actions to get there. Okay, so vision. Let's recap. You got to know your vision, where you're going. You got to know your why it's important, and the consequences of not reaching it. You have to keep the vision front and center every single day. Read it, listen to it, take time to visualize it. Feed your vision with belief in the products, belief in network marketing, belief in yourself. Anticipate obstacles and make powerful decisions now and take action. Okay, now for the very last element. Faith and faithful. You are called to have faith and be faithful. This business, your vision requires faith. But friend, this is as close to a sure thing as possible. What we have is proven. This isn't chance or luck. If you take the right actions and grow, you will move forward and it will pay off. You will reap. It's so easy to forget when things feel hard, which is why you need to read and visualize your vision every day. Do I sound like a broken record? I've heard it said that true faith is giving thanks before the answer is in your hand. How powerful. And that's exactly how I start my vision. Lord, thank you. Thank you. Look at what you've done. I'm so overwhelmed with gratitude and thanks. You are so good. Above all I can think, ask, or imagine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And faithfulness. Long obedience in the same direction, right? For those of you that were on Grow to Gold, it's a process. There is plowing, there is planting, there is watering, there's time, and then there's harvest. And we all want the harvest yesterday. But friend, who you are becoming during the time in your journey is far more important than you holding a blessing that could destroy you if you didn't have the character to contain it and steward it well, which is why this requires faith and faithfulness. Brittany has said it a million times. The farmer plants, does the work, but he has no misconception about who has blessed the crop. Without God's faithfulness, there's no harvest. Your job is to be faithful to your vision and take the actions to make it come to pass. His job is to bring the outcome. If you listened to Brittany's podcast about the faithful and willful servant, or got the book, The Faithful Entrepreneur, you'll remember this contrast, okay? Between the willful entrepreneur and the faithful entrepreneur. The perspective, I have to make this happen, versus working out of faithfulness. I will work hard, but only God can make this happen. the striving, willful person. There's no room for anything but this. I'm obsessed and preoccupied. The faithful steward. This is important, but not consuming. It isn't my life. It's just part of my life. The willful. I feel anxious, stressed, and under pressure. The faithful. I feel calm, confident, and at peace. The willful. I own the outcomes. I have to achieve this. The faithful. God owns the outcomes, not me. I'm faithful to trust, work hard, and take the risk. But the outcomes don't belong to me. They belong to God. Friend, Galatians says it, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest, if we do not give up. Take time to know your vision. Take time to go 7 layers deep with why it's important. Feed your belief, visualize it. Get ready for your obstacles, feed on a diet of faith. And now I want to read this section from the book, The Faith-Driven Entrepreneur, as a blessing and prayer over you. You can know with absolute certainty that you matter more to Christ than to anything you can accomplish or achieve. His desire for you are great, but his expectations are patient and reasonable. Seek first his kingdom and his righteousness every day and in every way, as Jesus commend, and you will be greeted each and every morning by a God who looks at you and says, you are my child, unconditionally loved, equipped to change the world as you work alongside me. Bring me your loaves and fish, and let's do this together. November, I spent almost the whole month in Facebook jail. No lie. The month of double BBBs, free reset, I was in Facebook jail. And there were so many days, all I could say was, God, I don't even have a fish. I have a bone. I'm bringing you my bone. I got 12 joins that month. He brought the increase. Friends, it is possible, and it is worth it. That's all I have. And I prayed this over you, and I cannot wait to see you move towards your vision.